Welcome back to Leeds Lately for the live watch-along of Leeds United versus Stoke City at Elland Road tonight. Leeds hoping to bounce back from that draw against Huddersfield at the weekend. Evening, everybody who is joining me. First of all, to our non-members, Liam B, welcome to the stream. Welcome Peter Horsley, Switched On, Penny Lane, Goz61, Plunger Cameraman, Malcolm McClugan, you let me know. Malcolm McClugan or Malcolm McLuhan. And everybody else who is joining me. And also welcome, of course, to our Leeds Lately members, Justin O'Dell, Karen Curtin, Chewy Backer, and very, very newly, as in instantly, Renda. Welcome to a Leeds Lately membership. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and helping to keep this channel going. If you want to join and become a Leeds Lately member like these guys, get access to priority replies on comments on live streams, all of that good stuff, and use of some specific emojis that you can't get anywhere else. From our Dreams Team series, you can use them as well down below. Some Leeds Lately legends in there. But yes, hi everybody who is joining me. Welcome to the stream. And like I said before, hopefully Leeds United go for a big win tonight and get back on that winning train. Of course, we have had the lineup at 6:45, an hour before kickoff, so we will go through that in a second. But first of all, if you find that you are watching the stream and you can't put anything in the chat down below, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yes, I do remember you, James. Welcome to the stream, mate. Shelley Johnson saying, hi, Max, hoping for a clinical 3-0 win. Yeah, that would be brilliant to keep a clean sheet as well, wouldn't it? Of course, as well, make sure you check out Classic Football Shirts. The link is in the description down below. If you use that link and use Leeds Lately 10 at checkout, you'll get 10% off, and there's plenty of old Leeds shirts on there for you to look at. So, yeah, thanks for that. And also, let's finally get into the lineup, and then we can talk about it just before this kickoff, 5 minutes away. So, lineup tonight, bit of a changed side for Leeds tonight. Meslier in goal still, of course, but Roberts comes in for Gray, whilst Gray gets well-deserved rest on the bench. Rodon, Ampadu and Byram make up the rest of the back four. Byram, of course, coming back in to start for the first time in a while. You've got Kamara and Gruev ahead of them. Kamara not been fantastic of late, but I do think that Gruev will help him through this one. I think he's got enough to have a good performance tonight, Kamara, against a Stoke City side who are struggling rather a lot this season. And, of course, in front of them, Daniel James returns to the starting 11, overtaking the place of Wilfred Gnonto, who, of course, didn't have a great game against Huddersfield, but Daniel James and Connor Roberts, that link up there, I think is a very good idea for Leeds to have in this game. You've got Jorginho in behind the striker in that number 10 role, and then you've got Somerville out on the left. With, of course, Patrick Bamford up front. And I think Patrick Bamford, with the form that Joel Piroe is in at the moment, offers you quite a lot more than what Joel Piroe offers you. And so hopefully Bamford can pull his weight tonight, because I do feel like he has that little bit of extra ability to make those runs, to drag players wide, to try and open up space for his teammates to run in behind, a little bit more so than what Joel Piroe does. So hopefully this lineup is a winning one tonight. I think it's a good choice to change things up a little bit. I think it's about time that Archie Gray got himself a little bit of a rest, and hopefully, if he does come on, Archie Gray, it's in midfield, and we get a chance to see him in midfield as well tonight. Of course, kickoff is only a few minutes away, just 5 minutes now till kickoff. We get some score predictions down in the chat, people. What do you think is going to happen tonight? Who do you think is going to score? How do you think the game's going to play out? Malcolm McClugan or McLuhan? I can't remember which one I said second, I'm afraid. Second effort at my name. Everyone has problems with my name. Watching on from Northern Ireland, you always do a great job. Thank you very, very much, Malcolm. Really appreciate the support. Yeah, I hope everybody is well tonight. I hope you're all enjoying your week so far. And you're all looking forward to this game. Not a massive journey for Stoke fans to come up to. Elland Road, or across really more, isn't it, to Elland Road. So there's plenty of away fans in that end, and hopefully there's a great atmosphere going tonight for Leeds to go and get that win. Of course, Leicester dropped points in their last game, with QPR managing to beat them, but Southampton and Ipswich both won in their games and gained points back on us, and we have dropped down to third, as we just see pictures of Mateo Joseph going out and taking his place on the bench. But yeah, of course, we have dropped down to third, but of course we can attempt to go back up to second tonight if we win. I don't think Ipswich are playing tonight as well, are they? Let's have a look at the Championship at the moment, see if there's any other fixtures going on. Leicester are playing tonight away at Sunderland, and if Sunderland win that, there's a chance for Leeds to really get close to Leicester. Ipswich are playing tonight against Bristol City at home, and Southampton are playing tomorrow night against Preston at home as well for Southampton. So tonight, keep your eyes peeled for the Sunderland-Leicester score and the Ipswich-Bristol City score. And of course, feel free to keep me updated with score updates from the Sunderland-Leicester game and the Ipswich Town Bristol City game throughout this stream. But of course, like I always say, don't say anything in the chat if a goal goes in this game that we are watching tonight, because if I haven't seen it already, if I haven't reacted to it, then I haven't seen it, because there isn't that much of a delay. Like I always say this, but yeah. Leeds are just heading out onto the pitch now alongside the Stoke City side. Ethan Ampadu leading Leeds out onto the pitch. Of course, he is the captain in the absence of anybody like Liam Cooper or Pascal Strauch. So Ampadu leads out onto the pitch tonight. Adrock Alexander saying coffee in Leeds, 6:43 a.m. from Melbourne. Morning all. Yeah, morning mate. I know it's an early start for you, but hopefully Leeds give you something to enjoy the rest of your day for, because it can be a bit of a day ruiner, can't it, when Leeds lose. But for us here in the UK, from the UK and Ireland and more local places to Elland Road, we can just go to bed after this and try and forget about it. But unfortunately, you're going to have a whole day afterwards. Marching on together, though, booms out around Elland Road now as the Leeds fans are in full voice tonight for this midweek fixture against Stoke City. Rick Gillingham saying 5-0 to Leeds. Marching on together. I sure hope you're right. I really hope you're right. How far is Pascal away from returning? I'm not sure on Pascal. I never caught Daniel Farke's press conference. They're putting the lineup on the screen at the moment, so I'll put that back on just for you to have a look at. Those of you who have joined us since the last time I put that on the screen, the mascot's just in the middle of the pitch now, having their pictures taken. Daniel Iverson in goal for Stoke City, with Lyndon Gooch, Ben Wilmot, Michael Rose and Kiana Hoover making up the back four. Lewis Baker, Walter Berger and Joshua Laurent also in the midfield. And before I could finish it, the rest of the team wasn't shown on the screen. Good choice, James. Good choice. All right, I think we're ready. Who's my favourite player? People ask me this all the time. Earlier in the season, it was Archie Gray. I think Jorginho has got to be up there. But do you know what? I'm going to give it to Dan James at the moment. I love Dan James. I love how much he gives for the team every single week. So yeah, Dan James is one of my favourite players. I really like the lad. Thanks, Chewy. Like and subscribe for more watch-alongs. There's plenty more coming for the rest of this season. Of course, we've got 113 people in the chat at the moment. If just some of you hit that like button, that would be really appreciated. We always try to get to 100 likes by the end of the stream, but we could do it very early tonight if everybody smashes that like button, as many people as possible. Just as the referee is waving that the sides are going to change ends, so Stoke are going to go and play with their goal being the Kop end, and Leeds are going to play with the south stand as their goal in the first half. No worries, James. That's fine. I'll still recognise you. Leeds just having a little bit of a huddle now in the middle of the pitch. Looks like Ethan Ampadu's given a talking to the lads. There's a real togetherness. There's a real togetherness with this Leeds team at the moment, and I do think that it's the best atmosphere we've had as a team since the Bielsa team. We are getting ready to kick off here though at Elland Road. South stand first half. Yeah, I think the reason that they wanted to switch is because Leeds always play towards the south stand in the first half. We are underway here though at Elland Road, and here's Gruev with the ball out wide to Sam Byram. Now Somerville, and then back to Byram again. Byram comes forward here, and he still has the ball. Good ball down the line here, Sam Byram to Crescencio Somerville. Crescencio Somerville inside the box, tries to poke it through towards Glenn Kamara, but it is going to be cleared, but Leeds win the ball back instantly. Good start from Leeds here. Who's Groif with the ball out to Sam Byram. Back to Groif again. He's got a lot of players around him, but goes to Byram, and then the ball's popped back to Ampadu on the halfway line, who then uses Joe Rodon. Given away there by Sam Byram, and Stoke are able to come forward here, but instantly Leeds win the ball back. Here's Kamara, and now Groif, and then back to Joe Rodon. CP saying, evening all, just rush my tea to get here, so if I get indigestion, I'm blaming Max. Well, I'm fine with that, because there's nothing anybody can do about it. Here's Byram into Somerville. Now Byram again, nice little ball into Patrick Bamford, who drops it back off to Byram. Byram and Bamford wearing matching red boots tonight. Here is Byram. Bamford with a great ball forward to Dan James here. Dan James keeps it in on the opposite side. Here is Dan James. He's got Connor Roberts in support, but goes himself. Now pokes it into Connor Roberts in the box. Now Jorginho tries to poke it back towards Kamara, but it ends up eventually with Kamara through Rodon, and then back to Ampadu and across to Groif. Here's Dan James now. Now Groif into Kamara. Rodon looking for a forward pass here. Drops it off instead to Connor Roberts, and then Connor Roberts drops it back into the centre circle to Ethan Ampadu, and now Glenn Kamara. Groif back into Ampadu, and then across to Joe Rodon here. Good ball out wide from Rodon to Dan James. He's got Connor Roberts in support ahead of him here, but Dan James is going to go on his own here and clip the ball into the box to Roberts, who couldn't quite get that flick on, and it's cleared away for another Leeds throw-in out on that far side by the linesman here. Yeah, Ryan saying decent start. I think Leeds have started well. They've put the pressure on, tried to pile it on, and kind of make an example for what's going to happen in the rest of the game here. We have just been given offside, though, as Jorginho just came back for an offside position to receive that ball on the wing from Dan James, and Stoke City will be able to take that as a free kick through their goalkeeper Iverson. Still not taking it. He's just going to take his time over this. Don't worry, James. We'll get there, mate. You don't bother yourself too much with asking people. Is Stoke as they come forward, a ball down the line, and then cuts back inside past Rodon. He's going to try and find a pass here. Good defending from Rodon, but the ball's still with Lewis Baker here. Now crossed back into the box by Stoke, headed away by Ampadu, only to the edge of the box though. Somerville's going to try and win that, and now Ampadu can win it and clear that one up to the halfway line. Taken down by Stoke and played forward long again here, but then Byram heads it, and that's going to go out for a throw-in just by the Stoke City manager's technical area. Hi, freshly picked. Welcome, mate. Here's Hoover to take this throw-in. Then headed away by Glenn Kamara and flicked on by Jorginho, but it is going to go out for a Leeds United throw-in. A Stoke City throw-in. Let me just get Stoke's lineup up just to make sure I get all the players' names right. Stoke City. Ball thrown in here. Headed away by Byram. Here's Byram then. Getting ready to throw this one in. Throws it backwards, though, into Ampadu's feet. Yeah, it does as Isaac. It's a good choice, I think, to make the decisions he's made in this lineup. Here's Bamford, and then Roberts back into Groif. Roberts again here, looking for a forward ball, but nothing on really. So he gives it back to Groif, and then Groif to Kamara, back into Roberts, down the line to Dan James, but it's just not quite on the same wavelength there, and it is cleared by Stoke. Won by Rodon really well there, and now Jorginho can come forward with it. Still manages to hold onto the ball, Jorginho, as he does so well. Passes it to Dan James, but it's just out of Dan James's reach there. And Stoke have the ball back here. Here's Berger coming forward with it. Plays it out wide to Hoover. Down the line here to Manhoff. And that's going to be a free kick there to Leeds. Just about halfway inside the Leeds United half. Chewbacca saying, nice to see Stoke aren't constantly breaking up play. Yeah, they seem like they're going to try and play counter-attack football, but at least they're going to try and play against us. They're still going to try to... see you, James. You can tell that they're actually going to try and play counter-attacking football, even if they are... even if they are going to sit back a little bit, which is understandable against a team like Leeds in this division. Long ball forward here from Dan James towards Jorginho. Headed away by the Stoke City defender, but Bamford does get there, and then eventually Stoke managed to get the ball away here. Here's Berger. Taken away by Bamford. Now Kamara. Back to Jorginho. Across to Bamford. Pokes it back to Glenn Kamara. Good tackle by Kamara. And here's Byram as he comes forward. Pokes it to Somerville inside the box. Somerville looking for a chance to poke the ball back across, and it is going to be a Leeds corner. First corner of the game. As Somerville tried to poke that ball back across there, but it was cut out by... let's see who that was. Can't quite tell who it was. One of the centre-backs anyway. Yeah, Dan James over this corner kick then. Dan James chips that ball into the box, headed away there by Stoke. No challenge from Leeds players as Stoke tried to come away with the ball here. Wilmot sends that one long there. Up to Connor Roberts, who can bring that one down for Ampadu, and then Ampadu's going to look to play a long ball. He's shaped up for it, but instead gives it back to his centre-back partner, Joe Rodon. And now Glenn Kamara. Out wide to Byram on the left. Hi, Jeff. Welcome, mate. Good ball down the line there from Byram, and Dan James puts the ball right across the box, and it's going to go all the way out to the other side for Connor Roberts to pick up. Here's Somerville, who's taken up a position on the right-hand side now. Swapped with Dan James temporarily. Here's Glenn Kamara. Loses out there, but a good tackle by Jorginho. It still goes back to a Stoke player, and now they can clear it up to Ampadu, who heads that one back towards a Stoke player, actually, and Stoke can come forward now through Laurent. Now out wide to Manhoff. Now Berger, little reverse pass into the box. Laurent shoots straight into Mellier's grateful grasp. And Meslier can just pick that one up nicely. Yeah, but more than what Leeds have had in terms of an ability to have a clean strike on goal, really, so far in this game. And it wasn't a very good hit in the end by Laurent for Stoke City, but... it is a bit of a sighter for them, and they'll be able to gain a bit of confidence from that. Rob saying we need Somerville to move the ball faster. This stopping the ball so that they can fill the box with players is not helpful. Yeah, I agree with you somewhat. I do think that Somerville has a lot of talent in going himself to bring the ball inside, but at times he can hold on to it too long. Cleared away there by Stoke City, though, up to the halfway line. Sam Byram wins that header over to Groif, and then Groif can head it back to Joe Rodon, who's going to have to clear this one, and does. Headed away by Berger as well there. Sorry, that wasn't Berger, that was Wilmot. And now Meslier can slice that one into the stand, and it's going to be a throw-in where we didn't really need to give one away. Stoke players look like they're absolutely knackered already here. It's 9 minutes in, lad. The guy that's taking the throw-in, not sure who it is exactly, but it looks like he's absolutely blowing. Good little header by Bamford there, but it is going to go out for a throw-in. Welcome, Mr. P. Coventry 1, Rotherham 0. Here's Joe Rodon. Pokes the ball back to Connor Roberts. Here's Somerville. Down the line towards Bamford there. Jorginho's going to chase it, but it's going to go all the way through to the Stoke City goalkeeper, Everson. And he plays it back out wide to a Stoke City defender here. Here's Wilmot. Out wide to Hoover. Ball plays down the line and Byram can pick that one up. Here's Kamara with a nice little touch away from his man. He's got Dan James in support. His pass isn't quite good enough for Dan James and they can just play it straight to the goalkeeper. Dan James has nicked it off the goalkeeper and Leeds are looking for a penalty there as the goalkeeper brought Dan James down in the box, but I don't know if he won that cleanly or not there. It's really hard to tell. I'd need to see a replay of that again. Dan James, I think he's probably still down here. He's just got up again. Everson's asking him if he's okay, I think, so fair play to him. I do think he probably won the ball there, Everson, but bloody hell. Yeah, it slows everything down, doesn't it, this kind of head tennis that our team are playing at the time, but sometimes I think that's just because it was an awkward ball to deal with. No, I haven't seen the replay yet, but I didn't think it was a penalty. I think just at the time it was a little bit, oh my God, that's just happened. His Somerville. I don't think that goalkeeper will underestimate how fast Dan James is again. That's for sure. Long ball out wide there from Connor Roberts. Now Kamara. Rodon across to Ampadu. Jorginho manages to turn and keep the ball there. Oh, that is not a free kick. It's a free kick to Stoke City there, but there's no way that should have been a free kick as he turned there. Let's have a look at the replay. So we was going to clear the ball away there. Dan James got the ball and then yeah, I think it's a penalty. I think it should have been a penalty. Adds 4-5-6 aim. Come on, Leeds. Yeah, everybody's saying that it was a penalty. Ampadu's got a free kick here just inside, well, just outside his own box here out on the left-hand side. Hi, Phil. Welcome. Bamford would have missed it anyway. Yeah, but someone else might have taken it. I think a Somerville might have taken it, although, to be fair, he missed his last penalty, didn't he, as well? Jorginho goes up for that header and wins it, to be fair to him, but has been headed back to the goalkeeper by Kiana Hoover. Everson getting ready to take this goal kick here. Sends it long over the halfway line up towards Leeds' box. Headed away by Joe Rodon, then flicked on again by Jorginho, and then it's going to be a free kick to Leeds. Mr. P saying this ref with the constant stopping of the game is doing Stoke's job for them by breaking the game up. Yeah. I think Joe Rodon just took a little bit of a whack there, but I don't think it needed to be called back particularly. But here we go again. We're underway here. Here's Joe Rodon himself, and now Connor Roberts and the ball back to Meslier. Meslier uses his right foot and sends that up to the halfway line. It's better than his last right foot. That was two hands in the back, that push there on Bamford. And Dan James is going to try and go through and win the ball, and it's cleared by the Stoke City goalkeeper here. Here's Rodon heading it back forwards. It's been a very stop-start game over the last sort of 5-6 minutes here. Here's Jorginho. He loses the ball there. to Lewis Baker, and then back inside to Berger. Now Berger plays it out wide again to Hoover on the halfway line. Hoover plays it forward into Laurent, but he steps out and tries to play the ball back towards Laurent, but it is going to be offside there against Stoke City, and it is a free kick to Leeds United. Kevin Sturgeon saying, Kevin from Wellington, New Zealand. Hi to all. Yeah, hi, Kevin. Welcome. You are very welcome here. Here's Meslier to Joe Rodon. Now Dan James tries to play a little ball forward here, but it's blocked, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. No, it's going to be a Stoke City throw-in, actually. Mr. P saying, seems the team still need to work out how to play with Roberts. Anyone aside from our Welsh players aren't quite syncing with Roberts yet. Yeah, I think sometimes he needs a little bit of... you need a little bit of time to bed in, don't you? And I said that when we signed him, that the Welsh players would bed in with him instantly, but some of the other players may not, may take a little bit longer. Byram with a good little block there. He's going to actually keep that in, and it's going to be a throw-in rather than a corner. Kiana Hoover's going to take this throw in then just by the Leeds corner flag. Just in front of the east stand. Sorry, the west stand. I always get my orientations wrong when I'm trying to figure out where the ball is in the ground. Here's Kiana Hoover. Getting ready to take this throw in. Takes it short here and gets it back. Plays a left-footed ball into the box. Cleared away by Ampadu, and then Berger puts it back in and headed away by Dan James. Now picked up by Wilmot and then clipped forward by Rose. Headed away by Byram. Dan James chests it down and then Kamara battles for it, but Berger wins it back and gives it back to Rose, who sends it long forward again, and then Byram tries to win it. Poked out to Hoover now by Manhoff. And now Laurent, and then a good tackle by Sam Byram, but it's been given as a foul. Yeah, the ref is whistle happy, isn't he? Sujal saying, hi Max, and everyone got to win this one. Absolutely, Sujal, and I think on paper we've got the team to do it, haven't we? It's just about whether we do it on the actual night or not. You just need to just calm down a bit, Plunger, all right? Just chill out, mate. You just don't need to put as many messages in, really. And we're all like watching the game and talking about the game, so just try and stick to that. Lewis Baker then getting ready to take this free kick into the box. Welcome, Howard. Lewis Baker then with one arm up gets ready to put this one into the box. Clipped in towards the front post and towards a penalty spot rather, and Meslier came out very unconvincingly there. Kiana Hoover got a header on it way over the bar, but Meslier came out very unconvincingly there and slipped actually, and it's a good job that the header was awful because he literally had an open net to aim for there, Kiana Hoover. Here's Ethan Ampadu. Left-footed ball forwards towards Jorginho, but he's gone straight to Berger, and now Berger plays a ball over the top, but Ampadu can head that one back to Meslier, and Leeds can start again and hopefully play it a little bit calmer this time. Here's Joe Rodon. Still got the ball, Joe Rodon, then plays it out wide to Dan James here out on the wide right. Chips a little ball forwards towards Jorginho. He's going to try and get there ahead of Wilmot, but it is cleared out for a Leeds United throw-in just in front of the east stand near the corner. Here's Connor Roberts getting ready to take this throw-in. Now Joe Rodon. Ampadu. Rodon tries to play it forward, but it gets cut out, and it's a good ball forward here towards Manhoff. But Sam Byram does his job well and wins the ball back here. Here's Glenn Kamara now into Somerville. Somerville still has the ball here as Berger tried to make a challenge on him, but he drops it off nicely to Rodon, and Leeds have the ball back. Now Connor Roberts into Mellier's feet. Now Ampadu, and then back to Meslier again. Here's Rodon. Rodon out wide to Daniel James. Back to Rodon again, and then back all the way to Meslier. He's Ethan Ampadu. I think we're just being wary of... they have a couple of good players in their attack who just need to be wary that we don't get caught by them. At the moment, they don't really seem to string anything together, but a good ball forward there from Joe Rodon into Connor Roberts, and then his cross into the box is cut out by Wilmot there, I think it was, and it is going to be a Leeds corner kick, though. Or is it a throw-in? I think it's going to be a throw. Oh, no, it's a corner. Dan James is going to take this corner. Dan James with one arm up then. Crosses the ball into the box. Headed away there and then cleared by, well, dribbled away by Manhoef. Still going here. Ball taken off him, though, by a combination of Gruev and Kamara, though. Really good challenging from them two. And now Kamara plays the ball back to Dan James out on the wide right. Dan James looking to try and play the ball into the box, and it's going to be another Leeds throw-in right by that corner flag out on that right-hand side. Here's Jorginho inside the box, but the ball taken away from him. And here's Berger. Plays it back to Gooch. Sends it up towards the halfway line, but Rodon heads it back. And Bamford then tries to win the header. He's pushed there, but still wins it. And then it's going to be a free kick to Leeds after Jorginho gets a good kick from Berger there, I think. Yeah, he got wiped out there, Jorginho. Hi, Crossman, welcome. What an unfortunate name. I assume you're talking about Gooch, their left back. Here's Joe Rodon now. Oh, Crossman, there'll be plenty of puns coming throughout this half. And the second half as well, actually. As long as he's on the pitch, there'll be Gooch puns. Here's Dan James. Just slips past Gooch. Ball down the line to Connor Roberts. Connor Roberts puts it into the box. It's headed away. Vital touch there by Wilmot just to get that out of the path of Bamford. And it's going to be a corner kick to Leeds United. Corner taken quickly already. Here's Dan James trying to get the better of his man, and he still gets the ball here. Dan James does really well. And now Connor Roberts can put it into the box first time. Hangs up for Byram. Header doesn't have any power in it and just bounces through to Everson there. Because I think, Ryan, that Burnley have realised, and much like I think I've realised, that Connor Roberts is a very good championship right back. I don't think he goes any higher than that. I think when we saw him play against Chelsea, we saw that he's not really cut out for that level. That's a great touch by Somerville as he brings it down the line. Here is Somerville still going down the line here, and then knocked over there, but it's not a foul, and I think it's actually going to be a goal kick there as Somerville probably just tried to do too much. I think, to be fair, in that situation, I don't think he really had a choice other than to try and get to the byline and cross it in there, Somerville. I just don't think he really had much of a choice there. Kevin Sturgeon saying we don't have much from corners. No, we don't, and you'd expect that we might do, considering that Ampadu, Rodon, Kamara, there's a few quite tall lads we've got in this side, and you'd expect them to attack the ball a bit more, but I think in the Championship it's just so full of big defenders that it's hard to get Championship corner goals, set piece goals, if you've got quite a technical team who aren't quite physical enough to win those battles. Hi Sean, welcome. Yeah, Cresswell's the one that could get in there and just throw his brick head at the ball. Bamford trying to win that there. Here's Jorginho. Great ball from Jorginho into Bamford. Bamford's inside the box. He shoots! Good save by the goalkeeper there. Really good play from Leeds there. Getting the ball into Bamford early from Jorginho over the top. And Bamford took a decent shot at that. The goalkeeper saved it away. If there was somebody there to pick it up, they would have had an easy tap in. Here's Connor Roberts, though, out on the right wing, looking for a chance to get the ball into the box. And he plays it into the box to Jorginho, who heads it over the bar. Leeds had a very good chance to score then. Jorginho needed to get over the ball and try and put that in the back of the net there. Really unfortunate from Leeds, but Jorginho just needs to get over the ball. He's jumped too early there. He's headed it way over the bar in the end. First one was a really good ball by Jorginho over the top, though, for Bamford, and then good strike along the ground from Bamford, but just the angle was too tight for him. He was never going to beat the goalkeeper from there. Here's Daniel Everson then getting ready to take this goal kick. Mr. P with a great point. Would like to see more passes into the corridor of uncertainty. We have seen a few times that, what's his face? Connor Roberts and stuff has tried to play the ball over the top. Tried to cross it in at a sort of head height level, when really you're probably best smashing it across the face of goal and seeing who can get a touch on it. Much like what he did, Connor Roberts, against Huddersfield for Bamford's goal. You need to see a little bit more of that in there. Who are Hull playing against? I forget who everybody's playing against. So if you tell me a score from another game, make sure you put in the chat who they're playing against. And also, if the goal goes in this game, like I always say, don't say anything until I've reacted to it. Leicester up 1-0. Birmingham. Oh, okay. Here's Ampadu. Now Jorginho. Jorginho going past his man here. Good ball in towards Dan James. Dan James is in here and behind the defender. He's going to shoot Dan James, and it's saved by Everson's arse there in the end and goes out for a goal kick. Dan James chose to try and play that along the floor then, when perhaps it would have been a better idea to try and lift it over Daniel Everson, or pass it to Somerville. But I don't know if he would have been able to pass it to Somerville because there was a Gooch right in the way. Oh, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it's not a specific Gooch joke. Here's Somerville, as the corner was passed straight to him from the rebound from the box. Here's Dan James now looking to get the ball in the box. Plays it back to Somerville. Somerville's got a chance to shoot from distance here. Tries to shoot, it's deflected and then cleared away. Should have shot a lot earlier there if he was going to shoot. Rodon heads it back out wide for Dan James. Here is Dan James, who tries to play it to Byron, but it's cleared away. And then Stoke tried to... That's a handball there, surely, from Manhoef. Played down the line to Hoover and then back to Berger, and then played back into the midfield again for Stoke. Tackle by Jorginho there, and Byron can pick it up straight to Dan James. Dan James tries to poke a little ball back towards Jorginho, but it's deflected, and Leeds do win the ball back though. Here's Dan James out on the left-hand side. Tries to play the ball into the box, and it's been cleared away in the end by Kiana Hoover, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Leeds are, I think, demoralising. I think Leeds are demoralising Stoke a little bit by every time Stoke tried to come forward. Leeds win the ball back pretty quickly. And Leeds win the ball back pretty quickly, and they do seem to have to go back towards their own goal again. Ipswich versus Bristol City, 8 p.m. kickoff, 0-0. Yeah, thanks to me. We're making them work pretty hard too. Yeah, I think they're going to be knackered. I mean, it was like inside, 5 or 6 minutes, and there was a throw-in out on the left-hand side for them, and Gooch looked sweaty already. Here's Byram with the ball back to Ampadu now. Here's Jorginho. Jorginho still trying to go past his man. He manages to still win the ball back and give it back to Byram here. Good touch by Byram inside to Somerville. Somerville goes back there to Ampadu. Yeah, they're number 2. He's their left back. So, yeah, he is their number 2, yeah. How about Somerville's boots? Oh, yeah, bright pink, aren't they? There's a lot of fouls there, I think, on Connor Roberts, but none of them were given. But Leeds do still have the ball through Glenn Kamara. Now Ampadu. Byram. Kamara into Somerville. Back towards Kamara out on the left-hand side now. Have a shot, Kamara. Go on. Plays it out wide to Dan James. Dan James in the box here. Tries to shoot. Dan James. Oh, saved by the goalkeeper again. Somebody else can explain to Rob what it is. But I can't because actually, I don't know because there's a 12-year-old in the chat, so maybe we shouldn't. Here's Byram. Back to Somerville. Back to Kamara inside the box now. Kamara tries to turn. Taken away from him, though. But here's Dan James winning the header. Back to Kamara. Flicks it out wide to Byram. Now Groif loses the ball, but it is going to be a Leeds throw in there. Yeah, he's having a good game there, keeper, isn't he? Here's Byram. Now Ampadu. Now Roberts. Out wide to Jorginho out on the right-hand side, who's picked up a position on the wing now. Jorginho plays a nice ball into Somerville, who lets it go for Byram. Byram tries to play it back across the box. It's cleared by Gooch there. It was into the corridor of uncertainty. It was into the corridor of uncertainty there from Sam Byram, and they nearly put it into the back of their own net there, so it's a good idea to do. Leeds have taken the corner kick, and then Kamara actually shot, and it was blocked. Yeah. Rob, if you don't know yet what you asked a minute ago, Google it. Byram having a good game tonight again. Yeah, I think Byram's having a really good game, and he's kind of showing a different side of the game to what we've seen from Firpo. In fact, I think he's better in both aspects, defensively and going forward. Here's Kamara. Ball back to Somerville. Somerville doesn't use Byram, but goes inside instead to Jorginho, and then shoots, and it's blocked. And then Somerville wins it back somehow whilst on the floor, and then Bamford can get that and give it back to Roden. Have we ever seen Kamara shoot? That's the first time I've seen Kamara shoot. Dan James is called offside there from that header, and it is going to be a Stoke City free kick there, just outside their own box. Why do keepers play well against us? I don't know. They just love doing it, don't they? I mean, if we can keep Byram fit, then he's always a good backup to have, I think, regardless of the level. Still taking this free kick long by the Stoke City goalkeeper. Headed away by Joe Roden. Now Bamford wins the seconds. Now Kamara. Now Jorginho. Jorginho turns really well there, and he can come away with it. Plays the ball out wide to Dan James. Dan James looking for an option to pass here. Here is Dan James still inside the box. Dan James shoots! Goal! Daniel James smashes it into the back of the net for 1-0 to Leeds United. Dan James cut inside from the right, had a shot from just inside the box out on the corner, and it has gone past the Stoke City goalkeeper at last into the back of the net. Daniel James, take a bow. Yet another goal for the Welshman. He came down the right-hand side here. He looked like he was trying to find a pass here, but it came inside Gooch. Then came inside Berger, then went back outside again, had a shot, and it went across everyone and into the back of the net. I think it may have taken a small deflection there, but we don't care. They all count, and Daniel James gets himself on the score sheet again for Leeds. Great goal. Let's have a look at this. I think it takes a slight deflection, but it ends up in the back of the net nonetheless, and Dan James bags himself another championship goal for this season. Well, that's something to hold on to now. Well, not to hold on to, but to build on, let's say. That's a better word for it. I don't really know what you mean by that, but Rob, but it's the space between your and your Is Groif with a good tackle, but it manages to keep hold of the ball here. Now out to the wing for Stoke, coming towards the box, played back inside, then into the box, but away by Ethan Ampadu, who does get fouled in the end there, and it's going to be a free kick to Leeds. Wow, Chewy Backer. Wow. I mean, it's good, but wow. His Melier now, just outside the box. Hard to argue Nonto over James right now. You're right, actually. I know you're back, James. Don't worry, mate. I can see the chat. Got our shooting boots on, yeah. Yes. I think I may have heard that before from Gary Delaney. Falls over there, Somerville, but Groif wins the ball back and then tries to get it to Kamara, but it's taken away by Lewis Baker. And now out with Manhoof. Good tackle there by Ampadu. Who got the assist? I can't remember, actually. I think it might have been Jorginho, you know. I don't know Sijal, to be honest, if he's got... I don't know if he's got a chant, you know, Daniel James. I don't think so. Dan James was the one who scored. Render, a Wazak is a turnip picker. Did you know that? Here's Kiana Hoover, throws the ball forward. Headed by Sam Byram, and then Jorginho with a lovely little touch, and then hacked down from behind there by Laurent. And I think he's going to get himself a yellow card, or certainly should. Watching from Kuala Lumpur. That is one that we've never, ever had before, Misfit Kev. So congratulations, you've set a new Leeds Lately record. Yeah, it was a Jorginho assist. Lovely ball played down the line by him. Where do you think Leeds will finish in the league? Second, hopefully. But, I mean, we might even finish first. Laurent in the Stoke City midfield does pick himself up a yellow card there. That was... a Wazak is a turnip picker. I'm pretty sure, Google it, but I'm pretty sure a Wazak is a turnip picker. What is a Wazak? Stupid or annoying person. Wait. Maybe I'm thinking of a different word. I don't know. I've heard that somewhere. I've got no idea where that came from. No idea. There's just nothing online. Jorginho still hasn't got up again, by the way, so that's why we are talking about turnips. Bristol playing well versus Ipswich so far. 0-0 is it though still, Ryan? Yeah. So Jorginho's just going off for a second, and he's going to have to take 30 seconds out on the bench before he comes back on again. Leeds with the free kick. Here's Kamara, and he takes it back to Ampadu, and then to Ilan Melier. Here's Melier. Welcome, Robin. Is Ruter coming off? No, he's not coming off. He's just he's had to come off through the injury just temporarily, and then he'll be coming back on again. Lewis Baker shoots from miles out there, and Melier had to come up with a save, you know. That was a very, very good strike from Baker. From that far out, I thought, no, he can't be shooting from here. But Meslier had to, it was moving, and Meslier had to do something about it. This was about 40 yards out, that, and he's just put his foot through it. Proper good strike, and Melier's had to do something. Imagine if that goes in, though. You'd be gutted, wouldn't you? Just not from nowhere. Corner comes into the box, headed away by Joe Rodon there, only to as far as the edge, and then it's bouncing around a couple of deflections and has ended up with a Leeds goal kick, I think, there. Yeah, it hit a lot. It hit Laurent. It hit a Stoke player in the back. Here's Meslier. Sends it on out from the back towards Bamford, who wins the header. Now Somerville. Somerville pokes it inside to Bamford, who plays it back to Byram first time. You just gotta score, DJ. I mean, it works. Rodon out wide to Daniel James himself. Goes back again, though, to Joe Rodon. Wow, Sean. Hi, Ben. Welcome, mate. Sujal, I always say that there's no such thing as cursing it or tempting fate or anything like that, but don't say things like that. His Manhurf trying to come into the box, trying to open up a chance to shoot, and it has been deflected to Kamara and now Bamford, and now Jorginho plays a ball out wide to Dan James. Leeds may have a chance for a counter-attack here as Dan James has nutmegged his man, and he's going past Gooch here looking for a chance to get the ball into the box. Dan James plays it into the box towards Bamford. It's gone away from the box, and Kamara might be able to pick this one up, and he does, and it's actually a foul, and Leeds get a free kick on the edge of the Stoke City box here. Yeah, it's a foul by Kiana Hoover as Kamara just does well to get his body in the way there, and then Hoover just takes him out, and it's going to be a Leeds United free kick just on the edge of the box here. Dan James, Ilya Gruev, Somerville all sort of stand near it. He's called Kiana Hoover, Ki-Yana, Jana, and then space Hoover, Hoever. He was at Wolves, Kiana Hoover. Don't know if he's permanently at Stoke now. Mr. P, when we have too much time on the ball and challenge and make silly mistakes, we can keep the ball, but balls need to be passed with pace to create openings. Absolutely, that's something we struggled a lot with earlier in the season, and we seem to have got over that little bit of a hill, really. Leeds looking to take this free kick now. Here's Crescencio Somerville. Now Dan James into Bamford. Bamford shoots! It's deflected. Really good free kick idea there. It's deflected and bounces harmlessly through to the goalkeeper. But it's oh yeah, it was Liverpool as well, wasn't it? But it was a really good idea because I think Bamford's shot is going in if it doesn't get blocked. It's good defending there by Hoover himself, the one who gave away the free kick. Byram heads it forward here. And then Ampadu's clearance has gone straight up in the air, but really well dealt with by Ampadu as he heads it straight back to Meslier. Now Joe Rodon. Out wide to Connor Roberts, who I feel like I've not really mentioned much in the last 10-15 minutes. He's not really been involved in the game. Here's Glenn Kamara, though. Now Connor Roberts, back to Kamara. Now Bamford. Now Jorginho. Somerville. Cleared by Hoover, but it is going to be a Leeds throw-in. Hi, Chris Thorpe. Groif is trying to get on this one, but he has been dispossessed here as Stoke come over the halfway line. It's two Stoke players against a lot of Leeds players, but so they do have to go backwards here. Wilmot plays it out wide to Gooch in the left-back position. Played back there, and then across to Rose. Dale, that was honestly about half an hour ago. Like, we're winning, and that was ages ago, and it didn't end up in a mistake. Like, it didn't end up in a goal or anything, so just, like, chill. Be happy. We're 1-0 up. Gooch getting ready to take this throw in then. Played over to Rose, just inside the centre circle. Now Kiana Hoover. Out wide to Manhurf. Good block by Byram there, and then Kamara, and then Byram away. Now Bamford, nice little flick into Kamara. Leeds can break forward here. Somerville's ahead of Kamara, and he plays a ball towards Somerville here. Hoover's going to get there first and play it back to the goalkeeper, who is going to clear that one straight into touch for a Leeds. Oh no, it's not going into touch. It's actually curled back in, and now Byram picks it up. Here's Kamara inside to Jorginho. Jorginho to Connor Roberts. Now Dan James. Jorginho. Still has the ball, Jorginho. Tries to play the ball into Dan James. Dan James trying to get the ball back across the box. He's chipped it across, and it's away, but it is going to be offside against Dan James for that the way the ball came through. How much stoppage time? There's 3 minutes of stoppage time. Sorry, I didn't say that. And we're 1 minute and 15 seconds into it. Yeah, 3 minutes, sorry. No, 1-goal lead isn't enough to be comfortable. We need to score again, really. Everson with the long ball forward here. Headed by Groif, but only backwards. Here's Gooch getting ready to take this throw in. Throws it backwards here. Pretty sure that was a foul throw. Cleared away by Dan James. Up to the halfway line. Rose is going to play that one back to the goalkeeper, and Patrick Bamford is going to try and shut him down, but he does get played straight back out again to Wilmot. Now Ennis back to Wilmot. And then Ennis is wiped out there by Joe Rodon. I mean, it was a bit of a body check, but I don't think he meant to do it. Yeah, he just ran straight into Joe Rodon. Here's Baker. Across to Hoover. Now Manhurf has nutmegged Patrick Bamford. He's going to cross the ball into the box. Mellier's up for it. He catches it well, Meslier there. Claimed that one well. Drops on it and just takes his time to get up again. No worries, freshly picked. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, that is half-time there. We will do the sub-predictions. We'll do some chat about the first half in a second. But first of all, I'm just going to refill my drink, so I'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere, as the second half is coming right up here on Leeds Lately. Hello, hello, hello. I am back. Where were we? At half time. Thanks, Sajal. Appreciate that. More goals in the second half as our fitness levels count and Stoke tire. I hope so, yeah. I think they already looked a little bit leggy towards the end of the first half, to be honest, with having to run backwards and forwards with the amount of times Leeds would win the ball back and go straight back at them. So hopefully they get more and more tired as the game goes on, and we've got a lot of quality on the bench to be able to bring on in those situations. Goals from around the ground, let's do that actually. No worries, AO. So let's have a look at the scores from around the grounds. Championship. So, half time in most games, but some games are still ongoing at the moment. But let's go around the grounds. So, Coventry are beating Rotherham 4-0 at the moment. Hull City are beating Birmingham City 1-0. Blackburn Millwall is 0-0. Leeds Stoke, of course, is 1-0 to Leeds. Leicester Sunderland. Leicester are 1-0 up at the Stadium of Light. Sheffield Wednesday versus Plymouth Argyle 0-0. All of those games are at half time. Ipswich Town versus Bristol City, however, 38th minute, and that is 0-0 there at the moment. So as the table stands at the moment, Leeds would go up into second place on goal difference against Ipswich Town. So Leeds would go up into second place with 38 goal difference, with Ipswich Town's goal difference being 25, with them, of course, being held 0-0 at the moment by Bristol City. Hull City would go up into 6th place on 59 points. I think they were already in 6th place, to be honest. Coventry into 8th place on 54 points. Sunderland 47 points in 10th place. And then, of course, there's a few draws lower down, and all the teams in the bottom half are either drawing or losing. So, as you would kind of expect, really. Dan James, of course, got himself a goal, and an assist was for Jorginho Rutter as well. So Leeds get some statistics in those departments as well at the moment. Let's just have a look at Leeds United. If we go on Leeds United stats. Let's see how many goals Daniel James is on at the moment. Daniel James is on 10 goals. I don't know if that was his 11th goal and they've not updated it yet, but he's on 10 goals and 7 assists, 17 goal contributions in 23 appearances for Dan James is fantastic stuff. Like really, really good stuff from Dan James, and I think he's been fantastic this season. Justin O'Dell saying we win the league, I'm flying in and we're going to Flamingo Land. Yeah, good shout. I'd saying need to bring on Joseph. I think I would like to see Joseph maybe a little bit later on in this game, but I do think Bamford at the moment he's doing a good job of stuff off the ball, and actually he's making some good runs and he had a good shot. Thank you so much, CB, for the super like. I think that's what it is, isn't it? A super like, not a super sticker. Too much passing between the back five for me. Yeah, I think we always do that though, don't we? We'd always try to build up from the back and create stuff, but we just need to make sure that we have penetrative attacks, really, rather than just playing the ball around for the sake of it. Thanks, Shirley. Appreciate that. Always enjoy your commentary. Watching from Pay Canada. Oh, that's a new one as well. Yusuf saying now then just tuning in. Leeds need to be a little bit calmer in possession, but generally a lot better today. Yeah, I do think we are massively improved from the Huddersfield game, and I do think that also that is what do you call it, isn't it? That's a little bit due to the change in the lineup, I think, and I think Leeds have done well to, or Farke's done well to pick this team that are having a little bit more success. And I know it's against a different team, but Yeah, I think so. Julie Knight saying I'm watching on Sky Red Button and they don't show replays. I thought it was definitely a penalty. So what's your view? Great goal from Danny Boy. Yeah, I do think it was a penalty. I think he nicked the ball away just before the goalkeeper got to it, and then the goalkeeper wipes his legs out. And I think it probably should have been a penalty. I can understand in this case why the referee didn't catch that, because at first glance for me, I didn't think it was a penalty. It's only when I saw the replay, so maybe there's a shout for VAR not if it was used properly. Let's say I don't like VAR, but if it was used properly, it picks up things like that. But yeah, OCB saying it was a super chat. Yeah, fair enough. Thank you. Leeds over 70% possession. Yeah, and 86% passing accuracy as well. Which is really good from Leeds, making sure that we make those passes every time. Tractor Boys all score late. 72% possession. Oh yeah, we just talked about that. We need to do more with the possession we have. Yeah, we've talked about that as well. Chewbacca saying can't see from the telly, but tell you what the mid forwards are doing whilst we play around at the back. They might be running around all over the place, pulling them about. Yeah, they do try to come deep, and that's why you sometimes, when you're seeing the ball at the back with somebody like Rodon or Ampadu, that's when you tend to see somebody like Joel Piroux or Patrick Bamford or Jorginho or whatever. He flies onto your screen and comes into his own half. And then obviously he drops the ball back off and then goes back into his position again and moves around. And that is designed to pull the defenders away. So if it's Bamford, he's got centre-backs that are wanting to track him. And he's pulling them away on whether they want to go with him or not. At least he's then a free man. If they want to go with him, you've pulled out a player from their back line. If they don't want to go with him, he's then a free man in midfield who can come and pick up the ball and get things moving again. So there is a lot of movement in front of the defence when they are playing around at the back. It's just that obviously you have an opposition team who are obviously trying to counteract that all the time as well. So does make a difference, yeah. Yusuf saying like, subscribe, share, comment, yeah, all of that good stuff. Just going to do the super chat. Georgie putting in sublime passes. John saying, yeah, I think the one for Bamford's shot early on where Bamford shot hard and low and the goalkeeper saved it. I think that was a very good one. And I do think that the one for Dan James's goal was, of course, really good, and he's played some other ones in that half as well. I think Jorginho's having a good game, as he usually does. So we'll just do this poll now. We'll talk about that in a second, Misfit Kev. Give us a second and we'll talk about that because it's a good talking point, especially for a half-time where we've got to wait for this game to restart again. We are just going to do this little poll as we usually do. So 70, 71 to 80, and 81 to 90 plus. There you go. As people like to do, vote on the time of the first substitute, and then you'll know whether you got it right or not. So, Misfit Kev UK asks, who do you think from the current squad will be okay at Premier League level? And now I talked about this a little bit on the Chelsea game when we were live streaming then. I think that one of the ones that people are talking about being a really good one that we need to get permanently for the Premier League is Joe Rodon, right? And I think Joe Rodon's a fantastic centre-back. He's a very, very good defensive centre-back for the way that we're playing at the moment, the league that we're playing in. He's perfect for us, and I think he's done really, really well. What I think, though, is that Joe Rodon isn't perfectly suited to a system like this being applied in the Premier League. So what I mean by that is that there are a lot of good sides to Joe Rodon's game. There's a lot of positives in it. He's tough, he's strong, he's quick. He's good at reading the game as well. But what I think he lacks a little bit is the ability to play the ball into midfield accurately a lot of the time. So in the Championship, you've obviously got players who aren't as quick, aren't as strong, aren't as agile as what you get in the Premier League. You don't get that time in the Premier League. And so whilst Joe Rodon can play the ball out wide to an Archie Gray or a Connor Roberts or something in the Championship and play that ball out to the wing, and it works nearly all the time, I think there are slight cracks in his game in terms of playing out from the back when he plays against stronger opponents. So I think he struggled when he's played against teams like Leicester, who again have almost like a Premier League quality squad. I think he struggled to play out from the back. And I think in the FA Cup game against Chelsea, you saw a lot of his passes went astray. Like he just played them into touch or they just got intercepted. I think he struggles a little bit with the speed of the Premier League, but only in terms of playing the ball out from the back. And that might be why, considering he's playing for somebody like Spurs in the Premier League, they're a team that no matter what manager they've had, they've always wanted to play out from the back in the last couple of years, last 10 years even, with going all the way back to Pochettino. Of course, Rodon wasn't there under Pochettino, but you know what I mean. And so Joe Rodon wasn't able to play that way, and I think that's why he's been loaned out so many times. So I think Joe Rodon, fantastic for us this season. I'm not convinced that he would be the best person to sign permanently for a Premier League season, especially if we want to be ambitious. Now, Connor Roberts, I think I've mentioned him before, so we'll briefly say I think Connor Roberts is good at Championship level, not good enough for Premier League level. I think we've seen that, and it's been demonstrated time and time again. I think Ampadu, first time he had a crack at the Premier League, he was only about 18 or 19 for Sheffield United. I think this time he's much more ready, and I think Ampadu is ready for the Premier League. I think Meslier has plenty of experience in the Premier League, and if he has a good defence in front of him, a more competent defence in front of him, I think Meslier is the right keeper if we're to go up, to answer your question, Render. Sam Byram, I think you sit him on the bench in a Premier League sort of squad and he still does you a job. I think he's that good. He still does you a job as a backup defender, but I think we would need to replace him if we were to have him permanently. I think Jorginho's good enough. Bamford's, I mean, as much as you can say anything about Bamford, but Bamford scored 17 goals in a Premier League season and got himself an England debut because of it. I think Bamford should be our bench striker, and I don't think Joel Peru will make the cut in the Premier League in terms of quality. I won't go through the entire team, but I think Dan James, I mean, he's a good bench player. He's a good player to bring on to affect games. I think Archie Gray's good enough. I genuinely think Archie Gray's good enough now. You plop Archie Gray into a Premier League midfield and he's ready. He's fine. He'll just do a job because nothing seems to faze him. I think Somerville, he's had a fantastic Championship season. I'm not 100% convinced that he would do it in the Premier League because it's a lot more physical. The defenders will... It's not a lot more physical in terms of actually getting beaten and battered around, because he would still have that element. But I do think that he's not fast enough to get past the strength of somebody like a Van Dijk, or do you know what I mean? Do you get what I mean? I'm trying to say that I won't want Verba back either, not from the way he left. Strauch, I think Strauch's had I don't know. I like Strauch. I think he's had a really good start to the season, and obviously this injury's come at a bad time for him. I think he's a maybe. I will be doing a video about this. There will be doing a video about this where I talk about each player in great detail, and it'll have graphics on the screen and everything showing yes, no, maybes. So yeah, we'll be talking about this. But I hope that's answered your question some, because of course I haven't got time to go through them all, but I did quite a lot of detail on some of them. So I hope that's all right for you. And after bloody hell, I haven't got my headphones on yet. Quick. Headphones back on. And we're underway in the second half. Perfect, timed it. Right, ball forward here from Rose. Chested on towards Ennis on the edge of the box here. Up against Joe Rodon. Looking for a chance to shoot here, Ennis. Tries to play it forward. Kamara's blocked that, and it's actually gone straight to a Stoke City striker there. But fortunately for Leeds, Joe Rodon was able to clear that one away. And I think... Oh, no, that's Ennis. Wait, no. Ennis is the number 14, the striker. If they just not put him on the... Sorry, just a second. Oh, he's called Jun Ho. Oh, that's number 22. Dan James tries to win that ball there, but it's cleared away by Stoke City. I think it might be a free kick there, you know. No, it's not Anus, it's Ennis. Don't think Kamara's Premier League quality. Kamara could be, but Oh, that'll be after the season, I would imagine, Chewy Backer, because that's like that. Not after the season, towards the end of the season, a good few weeks away, because of course we don't even know if we're going up yet, do we? So we need to make sure of that first. Here's Laurent inside to Berger, and then back to Gooch. Goes across to Rose. Long ball forward, spreads the play, but Sam Byram wins that header. Picked up by Manhoef, but then his touch is bad, and it goes to Byram, who plays a nice ball to Bamford. Back to Kamara here. Kamara can keep on going, and now Bamford inside to Somerville. Pokes it to Jorginho. Leeds have got a good counter-attack going here, and then Somerville's tackled by Gooch, and it bounces straight back up and hits Somerville, but Leeds do regain possession here. Bit further out now, but here's Connor Roberts. Now Kamara, Jorginho with a really good turn. Now Jorginho into Connor Roberts. Connor Roberts tries to play it back across the face of the box, but only goes to Berger there, and they can clear the ball now. Here's Baker. Goes back to Gooch. Kamara's really surprised me how good he's been for us. Yeah, I think it depends what type of player you want in your midfield. I think Kamara is very tidy. Kamara is Adam Forshaw on steroids. When you actually analyse how Adam Forshaw played for Leeds and how Kamara plays for Leeds, it's actually very similar in terms of the way he played. Forshaw barely ever shot because he was terrible at it. He barely ever shot. He always kept it tidy. Always short passes. He never sprayed the ball around. Just short passes. He liked to roll the shoulder and go past a man and then just play a simple pass. That's what you get from Kamara, I think, but a little bit more consistently. So that's like something I've only just kind of thought of, really. Except Kamara actually plays as well, yeah, and he stays fit. Here's Somerville out on the right-hand side now. Dan James has temporarily gone out on the left-hand side. Yeah, he's a keep-it-simple midfielder, and also he offers you a little bit of pace and stuff going forward. And also, he's a good tackler as well, Kamara. He wins you the ball back a lot, which is always useful to have in a box-to-box midfielder. Miscommunication there from Bamford and Dan James as Bamford tried to play a ball down the line for Dan James, but it goes all the way through to Everson, and he can give it to Rose, and they can start to play out from the back now, Stoke City. Sorry, that's Wilmot, not Rose. Prince Edward Island, province of Canada. Didn't know that. I learn something new every day. Thank you, Shirley. Looks like DJ and Cree have swapped for a while. Yeah, they have, I think. But they did that in the first half, so I think it's a little bit of a temporary thing, because I think they did that in the first half as well. Tony Dorigo's shirt. Well, you might be asking for his, you might just be wearing a normal t-shirt. He's Ampadu into Bamford, who holds it up nicely here, and then gives it to Kamara. Into Dan James, who tries a little flick down the line for Byram. Unfortunately for him, though, it's going to spin out for a Stoke City throw-in just over by the family stand. That's what would make it funny. You just leave a cold, naked Tony Dorigo stood on the touchline. Here's Sam Byram. Tackled there by Berger, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Here's Somerville. Tries to poke it back down the line for Byram, but Leeds lose the ball again. Somerville has gone back out on the left-hand side now. Dan James taking up quite a central position. Good defending there by Ethan Ampadu, and now Joe Rodon can come away with it. Here's Connor Roberts with his awful moustache. Bamford with a bad little flick there. It doesn't go to anyone. Kamara's going to get pulled up there for a foul on Manhurf, and it's going to be a Stoke City free kick just inside the Leeds half, and they've taken it already, and it's out on the left-hand side now with Gooch. Here's Jun-Ho. Now Wilmot at centre-back. Long ball forward here out to the wing. It's going to be a Leeds throw-in, I think, so I don't think Connor Roberts got a touch. Or did he? No, he did get a touch. Blackburn 0, Millwall 1. Here's Jun-Ho. Away by Ampadu and Kamara, a combination of the two of them. And now Ampadu charges into the midfield here. Still going Ampadu. Tries to poke it out wide to Somerville, and Somerville slips over there. Here's Hoover. Plays it to Berger now. Looking for a pass forward. Laurent now. Plays it into Ennis. Rodon is on his back and then forces him to go backwards to Berger, who then goes out wide to Kiana Hoover. Here's Kiana Hoover again. Now Baker. Here's Hoover. Manhurf trying to get the ball into the box. Corner here for Stoke after Ethan Ampadu had to intercept that cross. Tried to put it into the corridor of uncertainty there. Manhurf goes over to take this one. Ampadu needed to have faith that Somerville could reach the ball and pass it rather than continue and bring it forward. Yeah, I think he should have even just passed it to his feet and had him try and take the man on rather than try and pass it round him. Ball into the box, headed away by Jorginho. Now Connor Roberts can terribly clear that one into touch, and it's going to be a throw-in for Stoke City here. There is a Campbell and Pearson are coming on. Ben Pearson, I think, who used to play for Preston. And Berger is coming off in the midfield. Ennis came off up front. Berger came off in the midfield for Pearson and Campbell. Just remember, guys, if a goal goes in at either end in this game, don't put anything in the chat until I've reacted to it. Free kick to Leeds here. Feel free, though, to let me know about scores in other games in the Championship tonight. Ball down the line to Somerville. Now Kamara tries to play it back to Somerville, but the ball bounces back to Byram instead. Here's Ampadu, little reverse pass into the midfield for Groif. Groif can come forward with it now. He's being chased by Campbell, but does well to get it to Kamara. Back to Groif and then back to Byram, across to Ampadu, and then Leeds can try to make a move again for it. Here's Ipswich and Bristol, still half-time. Here's Kamara. Back to Ampadu. Ampadu plays a long ball forward towards Bamford here. Bamford tries to take it with him. It cleared away there, but it is going to be a Leeds throw-in right up by the corner flag near the south stand. Wait, no, that's the cop. Wait, no, that's the... I can't tell. Here's Groif. No, that is the south stand. Yeah, because there's a cheese wedge. I can see some yellow seats. Here's Ampadu. Now Rodon with a good ball out wide to Dan James. Dan James up against Gooch. Comes inside, though. Tries to play a shot. It's deflected, and it does go wide for a Leeds United corner there. Yeah, Dan James's shot was just deflected off a Stoke City player's shin there, and it goes out. I think it was Campbell, the substitute, and it goes out for a Leeds corner kick. Dan James stands over this one then. Chips that ball into the box. Headed up in the air and then headed away by Hoover. Only as far as Manhoef can carry that forward now. Somerville does well to block that. And it's going to be a Stoke City throw-in just outside Daniel Farke's technical area near the halfway line. Gooch gets ready to take it. Thrown back to Wilmot now. Now across to Rose. Now Pearson. Tried to play a long ball forward, but Bamford did intercept that, and it's going to be a throw-in. Just about on the halfway line here. Thrown back here to Rose. And then across to Wilmot. Is it the short sleeves? John Garside, is it the short sleeves? No, Somerville's got short sleeves as well. Kamara's touch bad there, but it was a long pass there forward. All the other three Welsh players are wearing green boots. Ball into the box here from Yana Hoover and then cleared by Ampadu. You could say that, oh, great touch from Somerville here. But he's lost the ball, though. Back to Manhoef. Tries to go past Sam Byram. Good defending there from Leeds. Byram gets fouled there, and it's going to be a free kick to Leeds. Really good defending there by Sam Byram up against Manhoef. I think Dan James's boots are yellowy green, aren't they? You have to watch a whole game, Rob, to see a goal. Who scored our goal? Who else but Dan James? Bamford trying to hold that one up. He's been held the whole time by Rose there. Ball goes back to Everson, though, in their goal. They're growing into this, Ryan, saying, yeah, they are a little bit, and I think we need to get another goal to just kill their confidence. Here's Ampadu. Long ball played out wide to Dan James here. Good little touch, but it gets tackled there. And now Yun Ho back to Gooch. Gooch comes forward with it. Connor Roberts is shown a little bit too much of the ball. And Gooch did knee him in the back of the head there. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Little flicked header by Kiana Hoover goes to Manhoef down that right-hand side. Tries to get it across the box. Goes across everyone. There's no one there from Stoke to finish it off. But now Connor Roberts can clear it. Flicked on by Dan James up to the halfway line. And Stoke are starting to have a little bit of a period of dominance here. Here's Pearson, the substitute. Out wide to Hoover. And then down the line to Manhoef. Back inside to Hoover again. Ball down the line here. Baker tries to get it back across the box. It's cleared by Leeds and then away by Kamara, but Leeds has lost the ball again here. Here's Manhoef. There was a shout for a penalty there as well, by the way, but I don't think it was one. Here's Rose, back to Pearson. Now Gooch. Switched out to the right-hand side now for Manhoef again, who clips it into the box. Meslier can catch that one easily. Leeds trying to play out from the back now through Connor Roberts, who plays a long ball forward to Dan James, whose touch lets him down there. Here's Jorginho. Loses the ball, but it goes straight to Gruev. Or Groif, should I say. Now Groif again. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting the Leeds bench to see who we have to pick from. Out to Somerville. Here's the substitutes at the moment. Darlow, Gray, Firpo, Cresswell, Cooper, Nonto, Piru, Gelhart and Matteo Joseph are the bench players. I wouldn't say really game changers on the bench other than potentially a Wilfred Nonto. But in terms of actually changing the way that we're playing at the moment, not necessarily just winning the game for us, Archie Gray could help in that midfield to change things a little bit with the different style of player that he is to Glenn Kamara. Here's Meslier. Rodon. Forwards towards Dan James. Really good ball from Rodon down the line to Dan James. Dan James inside to Connor Roberts. Connor Roberts picks up the ball. Dan James was fouled there, but that's shot into the box there and cleared away. Dan James was fouled there, but now it's a foul against Ampadu apparently for what Campbell went up for a header and landed on his shoulder. But I don't really know how Ampadu's going to be penalised for that when Dan James just got wiped out and there was no advantage. I don't really know what Ampadu's supposed to do about that. I think Campbell's landed funny there, the Stoke City substitute, and he's going to receive some treatment now, so we are going to get a little stoppage in play here. Ampadu and Lewis Baker just having a word together. I guess they were at Chelsea together? Do you think Lewis Baker and Ethan Ampadu were at Chelsea together? I would imagine that they probably were. They're having a good chat now, so I would imagine they were. Can Poveda play against Leeds for Sheffield Wednesday on Friday? I don't know. I never had it confirmed to me either way whether he was whether he was a loan player or a permanent. See, every time some people say yes and some people say no. Jan Poveda. Oh my God, Jan Poveda's 24 now. Yeah, he's on loan. He's on loan, so he can't play against us. No, he's on loan. Here's Wilmot getting ready to take this free kick then. Knocks it forward. Headed away by Byram. Back again by Herver. Then headed away again by Byram, this time out for a throw-in. Thrown backwards here by Stoke City. Here's Rose across to Wilmot. Now Gooch. He's going to send a long ball forward towards Manhurf now. Inside to Herver and then back again to Laurent and then tries to get it back, but Byram can clear that one. Leeds under a little bit of pressure here, you know. And we need to get a grip of this. Headed away by Byram again. Now Jorginho with a little touch, but it goes to a Stoke player. Here's Gooch again. Gooch forced into a tunnel. He didn't want to go down there, and Connor Roberts can win the throw-in. Leeds need to try and actually just get on the ball for a minute here and just have a little bit of steady possession to try and force Stoke back a little bit rather than having a little bit of a panic. I mean, Laurent had hold of Jorginho the whole time there, and the referee just doesn't pull anything up for it. And Jorginho's asking the ref now why he's just being held onto so much and why that's being allowed. Somerville screaming at Byram, I think, to come forward a little bit there. Forcing the goalkeeper to go along with it, and then hopefully Leeds can win the ball back through this. Joe Rodon wins the header. But it goes straight to Gooch out on the left-hand side. Looking for a pass here. Skips Jun-Ho and then goes across to Manhurf. He's going to shoot from the edge of the box, blocked away and then headed by Byram into Jorginho. But again, the ball just drops back to Manhurf again for Stoke City. Now Pearson with it. Back across to Lewis Baker. Lewis Baker shoots. Meslier gets there and saves it. He pushes it away and Connor Roberts can come and pick that up. Roberts sends that one forwards towards Bamford. It's headed down towards Dan James, who plays it back to Bamford. Leeds with a chance to break here. Played to Kamara. Kamara's got Jorginho who can play it to. Jorginho's got a player on his back but does really well to still maintain possession there. But then eventually is dispossessed, and Leeds need to focus on actually just keeping the ball for a minute here, because at the moment we struggle to retain possession for longer than 10 seconds. Here's Rodon, who heads it to Groif. Groif now to Somerville. Somerville inside to Jorginho and then back to Somerville again. Here is Somerville, still going. Plays it to Bamford. Bamford tries to get around it and get a shot off in the box, but it's cleared away for a throw-in. Good play by Leeds, though. That's better. In the first half, we were passing needlessly among us ourselves. Now we can't even get the ball and keep hold of it. Yeah, it's one or the other, doesn't it? It seems like at the moment, and that's how it's pronounced to me. It's pronounced Cruyff. Like Johan Cruyff, but with a G, is how it's pronounced. Here's Jorginho still going here, trying to get the ball across the box, and he's been dispossessed there, and the goalkeeper can come and pick it up. Leeds players have got to start releasing the ball earlier rather than trying to take on multiple players at once. Bamford's finishing. He didn't even get a chance to hit the ball. Everson rolls that one out. Here's Rose into Pearson. Now Herver plays the ball forward here to Campbell, and then poked out wide to Manhoef. Inside to Pearson again. Pearson into Baker, taken away by Connor Roberts and then cleared by Sam Byram here. It's going to go right up to Daniel Farker, that clearance. Yeah, Roberts just calmly takes that away and then Byram can clear it there. Oh my God. Thought they'd just scored from the halfway line then, but they were just passing it back to Meslier, I think, for the goal kick. I think Stoke may be making some more subs here. I know the referee was just blowing his whistle to kick off again. Here's Meslier. Sends that one up to the halfway line. Headed away by Herver. Picked up by Manhoef again, and now Pearson. Campbell comes forward with it. Oh no, it's Laurent. He passes it out wide to Junho. Good tackle there by Joe Rodon. And now Dan James is fouled by Lewis Baker, and it's going to be a free kick to Leeds. He's saying that he kicked the ball away there, I think. And now Pearson's trying to start on Joe Rodon. Don't know why. I don't know what happened there. Nothing really happened, and it was just it started all sort of fizzing up there. I think hopefully Joe Rodon doesn't get a yellow card, because I don't think he actually did anything wrong. Leeds were playing, but it was a terrible ball by Ampadu anyway. So, yeah, I do think some substitutes might need to be brought on to get a hold of this game. Needs some stability in midfield here. Yeah, and I think the game's getting away from us slightly. We've had some good little bits in the last sort of 5-10 minutes, but most of it has just been, most of it's just been. Oh, Mateo Joseph is warming up though, and so is Joel Peru. So instead of one or the other, it seems like both of them might be coming on. So yeah, just as Sajal asks, actually, they're both getting warmed up to come on. Joseph and Peru. Here's Ampadu. We're underway again here. Now Byram. Down the line to Somerville. Somerville turns his man excellently. That is a really good turn by Somerville. So the player, he's kind of rolled the play, and the player's fallen over, and Somerville's free in behind him. Ref rolls it up for a free kick, saying that he's done, I don't know what, but no, it's a really good turn by Somerville. Get your body in between the man and the ball, turn and hook yourself around to be facing the ball, blocking that man from coming back, and it was a really good play by Somerville, and it's been penalised. Here's Campbell. Goes past Ampadu, shoots, good save, Meslier low. Comes back again and then sent into the stands by Kiana Hoover, but really Leeds need to be careful here because he just got through on goal. Bristol are 1-0 up. That's fantastic. Really good play by Campbell, but Ampadu got beat far too easily, and then he's just through on goal. So, Joel Peru is coming on for Leeds. Oh, Jorginho's coming off. Jorginho's coming off for Joel Peru, and Mateo Joseph is coming on for Patrick Bamford. Tired tackle from Ampadu, yeah. I think he's forgotten what position he's playing there and he's come out too far. He needs to sit back a bit. Yeah, Joel Peru, I think he's in number 10, or he's going to play 2 up top with Joseph, a bit more of a 4-4-2 with Joseph and Peru up front with Somerville and Dan James on the wings, and then Kamara and Gruev, or Groif, sorry, as the midfielder duo. Here's Ampadu, wins that ball back, but it does go straight to Junho here. Now back to Laurent. Now Baker. Down the line to Gooch. Plays it across the box, headed away by Ampadu, and then, by Joe Roden, and then cleared wide, or shot wide by Kiana Hoover there. Yeah, that could have been in the back of the net there. Leeds need to be really careful. Joel Peru is playing in that Rutter role now. Peru's gone off. Bamford's gone off. Sorry, Rutter's gone off. Bamford's gone off. Joel Peru's come on, and so has Mateo Joseph. Headed away by Gooch there, but now Groif plays the ball back towards Dan James. Here's Connor Roberts, though, as it comes back again. And Pearson wins the ball back again. Now Mateo Joseph can pick up the ball and go forward with it. Plays it down the line to Dan James. He's now going to try and get himself in the box, Joseph. Dan James looking for an option here. Nicely poked back to Joel Peru on the edge. Now Kamara. Groif backwards. And then Groif's pass is cut out by Pearson. He's played a long ball down the line towards Campbell here, and Rodon can come out and try and make a tackle, and he does there in the end. It's going to be a Stoke throw in here. Campbell still looks like he's struggling a little bit. Gooch comes up ready to take this throw in then. Gooch tries to play a ball back into the box, over to the other side, headed away, and now Kiana Hoover back into Manhurf. He's inside the box now, looking for a chance, and now he's shot. Melier catches. Time for Groif or Kamara to come off to him, both making too many mistakes. I think you need a bit of Archie Gray in your life, don't you, at the moment? They're knocking on the door, Stoke, you know. They are knocking on the door, and we need to put one in the back of the net before too long. Mateo Joseph is through on goal here. He's overrun it nearly, but Mateo Joseph, and it's blocked off the line by the defender, Wilmot. Mateo Joseph took on the goalkeeper there, tried to put it in the back of the net, and it's blocked off the line by Wilmot. It was on target, that as well, Mateo Joseph. Does so well, Mateo Joseph, to get himself in that position. Goes past the goalkeeper, puts it on target, and cleared away. So unlucky there. Here's Wilmot. Plays it out wide to Gooch here on the left. Inside and into Yun Ho. Now Laurent. Dan James trying to tackle him, but a combination of Groif and Dan James kind of hurts himself there. Ball is back with Gooch, though. Stoke still have the ball. Played out wide to Yun Ho. Looking to try and put the ball in the box here. And just instead puts the ball out for a Leeds goal kick, and Leeds can take a little breather here, but Stoke are knocking on the door. It shows, doesn't it, the levels in this division. There aren't much of a difference really between the top and the bottom sides. When they're on their day, when they're playing well like Stoke are now, there isn't much difference between them. It's a very, very competitive league, and I think you forget that when you go up to the Premier League. When you come back down, you've got Premier League quality players all over the park, and you're playing against Stoke, who are really struggling this season, and yet we're still having a good game against them. Cleared away there by Ben Pearson. Rodon wins the header up towards Joseph, and now back to Joseph from Dan James. Now here's Joel Peru. Peru tries to play it into Somerville. It's taken around the goalkeeper. Leeds can't get on the end of it. As the ball was bouncing up around in the penalty area, Leeds tried to get a player on the end of it, but it went behind Dan James and Crescencio Somerville, and Joseph wasn't close enough to get there. That was very, very unlucky there from Leeds. Here's Ampadu. Plays the ball back to Meslier. A pretty dodgy ball back to him, to be fair. We are letting them play well. Yeah, we're not really pressing or closing them down. We're kind of letting them have the ball a lot of the time. Headed away by Wilmot there, and now Pearson can play the ball forward again, but headed away by Connor Roberts, and then Rodon plays it calmly back to Meslier, who can send that one up to the halfway line. That's going to bounce all the way through to Everson here, I think. Yeah, it is. Now Wilmot. Wilmot plays the ball to his centre-back partner, Rose. So he carries it forward. Still being allowed to carry it forward and play it out to the wing for Manhurf. Oh, Byram's been absolutely skinned here by Manhurf, and Manhurf's got a chance to get it in the box, but Somerville covers his teammate Byram, and now here is Byram with the ball. Now Kamara. Kamara with a nice ball towards Somerville, but again it's a wayward pass, and I think one of Kamara or Groif needs to come off now, and I would probably say Kamara is the one that needs to come off, because his passing is leaving a lot to be desired at the moment. He does seem to be giving the ball away quite a lot. No, he wasn't doing that last year, Rob, you're right, and I think that's added to his game massively. Long ball over to the left-hand side now to Yun Ho. Good tackle by Connor Roberts. Poked away by him. But Leeds are getting a little bit, not desperate in their defending, but a little bit tetchy, shall we say. 2 more Stoke substitutes coming on. Yun Ho is coming off. Vidigal is coming on for Manhurf, and Haksabanovic is coming on for Manhurf, and another player came off that I'd never even heard of. 1-1 Ipswich versus Bristol City. Oh, for God's sake. Gooch tries to play the ball into the box. Flicked on there by Campbell, and it's going to be a Leeds goal kick. What time did Farke sub? Oh, yeah. I don't know. It'll be on Google what time the sub was, but I'll end the vote now. So Wilfred Gnonto is coming on now for Leeds for Crescencio Somerville. We've got 365 people in the chat now. 370. Let's try and get that like total up to 200. That'd be great. If you haven't liked the stream already, just hit that like button, and hopefully Leeds will get this win tonight. Somerville just making his way off the pitch now, and he's going to be replaced by Wilfred Gnonto, the Italian international, who I didn't think was great against Huddersfield, but hopefully he can rediscover some of his form from a couple of weeks ago, where he scored 4 in 5 or 5 in 4, whichever way around it was. But yeah, so hopefully Wilfred Gnonto makes a difference up front. But I do think we need some sort of change in midfield, because I do think we are struggling a little bit in there, and potentially somebody like Archie Gray, who I know he's carried a bit of a knock, he could help in this situation. We're not exactly managing to pin them back very much. Here's Byram winning the tackle here. Headed forward by Groif, but then back forward again by Stoke City here, but it is going to be a Connor Roberts throw-in. Connor Roberts throws that one into the midfield for Mateo Joseph, where it takes a really nice touch and gives it to Piru, but then Piru loses the ball. Does well, though, to win it back, Piru, so fair play to him, and plays the ball out to Byram. That's really good from Piru to win that ball back there. Now Gnonto plays it back to Ampadu again, and then back all the way to Meslier. Meslier is going to send that one up towards the halfway line for Gnonto to try and win a header, which we all know is never going to happen. And it's going to be a Stoke City throw-in. Who have Groif and Kamara been passing to today? No one really. Could shift Ampadu to the midfield and bring in a centre-back. Yeah, you could bring in Charlie Cresswell or Cooper as a centre-back and put Ampadu in midfield, but I'm not sure whether that weakens us in defence, or I don't know. It's a difficult one to navigate this, isn't it? For me, I think it would be less moving players around and just 1-for-1 in midfield. But it's a good shout. But I think if it was Ampadu, then you have to take Groif off because he's different. You can't have them two playing together, I don't think. Thanks, Karen. I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Throw forward here by Leeds, and it's taken away again by Stoke. Here is now Connor Roberts, who plays it inside to Groif. Back to Roberts again. Now Kamara. Kamara being harried here and hassled by Pearson, and it's actually just going to be a throw into Stoke here because apparently that wasn't a foul. Here's now Rose on the ball at the back for Stoke. Now Kiana Hoover. Out wide to Vidigal. And back to Hoover. Now Vidigal again. Ball back down the line from Laurent to Vidigal. Vidigal tries to put it in the box, cleared away by Ampadu. And now Joël Peru can pick it up. Joël Peru plays it down the line towards Mateo Joseph. It's cleared by Stoke, but Leeds at least can get some distance up the pitch now with this final 10 minutes looming over us. Leeds are now up about halfway inside the Stoke City half with Nonto ready to take this throw in or pass it back to Sam Byram to take, which I think is what he's going to do, yeah. So Sam Byram then gets ready to take this throw in. Sam Byram into Mateo Joseph now in the corner, and he's going to get a corner kick there, Mateo Joseph. He does really well to get one. Yeah, Joseph has looked good since he's come on, Mr. P. You're right. I think he's done well. With that chance that so nearly could have been a goal as well. That's unfortunate, isn't it? This is what I said to Jal, though. It's not necessarily so clear cut like that, is it? I think that Stoke, no matter how good they are in the league, here's Dan James with his corner, it's just been cleared away. Terrible corner. No matter where they are in the league, I think any team can challenge any team in this division, and that's what makes it so entertaining. So throw in here to Haksabanovic, but I think he's going to give that back to Kiana Hoover. Thanks, Liam. Appreciate that. Stoke bringing on Kundal here for Lewis Baker, who I think Lewis Baker's probably been one of their better players, but has tailed off during this second half. So why do we persist with these floated corners? The ball needs to be whipped in with pace. Yeah, I think if we did that, you get more deflections and stuff, don't you, in there? So yeah, so Baker comes off and Kundal comes on. Blackburn 1, Millwall 1. 399 viewers, nearly on 400 here. Ball back to Everson, the Stoke City goalkeeper here, and now out to Rose. Leeds sitting quite far back here and trying to just defend this lead. Would have expected us to try and get a second, you know. Connor Roberts heads that ball away. Kamara can challenge for it. No, Piru can, though. And here's Byram. Now Nonto. Back to Byram again. Byram clears it forwards to Joël Piru. It's actually not a clearance. It's a really good pass. Now Dan James. Leeds with a chance to counter-attack here. Dan James plays the ball out wide to Mateo Joseph. Mateo Joseph cuts back, looking for a chance to shoot. Shoots just past the post from Mateo Joseph. Really well done from him. But I think maybe a better option would have been to try and cross that in there for Mateo Joseph. But fair play to him for taking on the shot. Yeah, I mean, it's not far away, is it, that shot there? Let's have a look. No, not far away at all. He just needs to get a bit more whip on it, a bit more bend on it, and it's a goal there. So keep working on that, Mateo. Here's Joël Peru. He's starting to have a little bit more joy now. Joël Peru tries to pass it to Dan James and just boots it straight to the goalkeeper here. Thanks, Penny. Here's Laurent here. Now back to Gooch. Gooch comes forward with it. Still going here. Good tackle there by Piru. Now Ampadu comes forward with it. Oh, Dan James has just gone down off the ball there. Pearson's been sent off. Timmy Leeds, please don't put it in the chat before it's happened, but Pearson's just been sent off. It's the second game in a row where Leeds have had an opposition player sent off against us. It's a second yellow and sent off, yeah. No, just one red in this game, but I meant like because of the Huddersfield game. But yeah, Pearson's had a second yellow and sent off then. I'd like to see what happened because it looked like it was off the ball. I think he just ran straight into Dan James. Yeah, Dan James is just running along. He just shoves him over for no reason. Archie Gray is now going to come on. Yeah, for Glenn Kamara. So Glenn Kamara's coming off. Sunderland in the ascendancy against Leicester, but it's 89th minutes. What's the score in that Leicester-Sunderland game? Is it still 1-0 to Leicester? So Glenn Kamara is coming off for Archie Gray. And Stoke are down to 10 men. And Junior Firpo's also going to come on. So Sam Byron comes off for Junior Firpo then. And of course Archie Gray comes on in that midfield as well. So 3 minutes of regulation time to go here as Leeds have this free kick that Groif takes quickly to Archie Gray, who's just come on, of course. Now Firpo, the other substitute. Here's Nonto, the other substitute. Back to Firpo. Good turn there from Nonto. Nonto doesn't see, Roberts calling for that on the other side. Firpo gets the ball back across. It's cleared there. And then Archie Gray's going to have to try and get there before the opposition player there. No, it's not Manhurf. He's gone off. I think it was Vidigal or someone like that. But it was a good challenge there from Archie Gray. Yeah, they both should have been a yellow card, to be fair. Long throw in here from Kiana Hoover. Groif trying to battle Campbell for it. Here comes Laurent. Plays it out wide to Gooch here. Realistically, they've got 10 men, so we should be the ones pushing them back at the moment, but they're still pushing us back with 10 men. Here's Laurent. Tries to play it inside, but here's Joe Rodon now, and Leeds can try and break. Mateo Joseph comes forward with it. He's got Dan James out on the right-hand side if he can pick him out, but he's gone left instead. Oh, good ball, though. Here's Archie Gray. Tries to poke that ball forward to Joel Peru and Dan James, but it's gone all the way through to Everson, who can clear that one up to the halfway line where Firpo wins the header. And now Nonto. Archie Gray's going to have to challenge for this, and he does, but it's gone straight to Firpo, who heads it forward. And now Groif comes in and wins it from Haksabanovic. Now Groif down the line for Dan James. He's got Connor Roberts on the overlap. Connor Roberts with a great sliding challenge. Dan James tries to play it across and it's hit the side netting. Thank you so much, Render. Really appreciate the super chat. Oh, it's got a little one by it because it's your first ever super chat. Yeah. Thank you very, very much for that. Chipped forward towards Gooch there from Wilmot. Here's Wilmot again after he gets it back off Rose. Now Haksabanovic. I still remember the days you figured out how to activate super chats. Yeah, I actually just didn't even know I had to. I just thought no one had ever done it. Here's Campbell trying to get the ball in the box, and Meslier can catch that one nicely. We are into additional time here. We're about a few seconds behind, but like Rob says in the chat, there are 6 minutes of additional time in this one, and you'll see that on the timer down below. Thanks, Ads. Appreciate that, mate. Here's Ampadu. Now Joe Rodon. Groif to Joe Rodon. Oh, it's a great pass there from Rodon, but Dan James's touch just let him... Oh, no, I think it was actually a touch from Gooch that went down the side. Anyone look injured? I think Jorginho might have taken a little bit of a knock, but just the same sort of things that he always takes, really. Here's Connor Roberts getting ready to take this throw in. Mateo Joseph comes short for him and gets it back. Now Piru. Now Groif. Back to Roberts again. Groif. Now Joseph. Joseph fouled from behind there by Gooch. And it's going to be a free kick to Leeds there. Gooch complains there, but I think he did go through the back of him. I think it was a bit of a frustrated challenge on Mateo Joseph. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, he just goes through the back of him. It's a free kick and Leeds can use this as a chance to get the ball forward. But I do think that we're going to go backwards, which we did. Here's Rodon. And now Ampadu. Here's Gray. Ampadu. Meslier sends that one up towards the halfway line. Nonto's never going to win that header, but you can get Joel Peru to win the seconds, and he does. Here's Firpo, who goes backwards to Ampadu here. I think they're going to go all the way back to Meslier, and he does. Meslier takes a touch, rolls it out, and then kicks that one up to the halfway line for Joseph to bring down. Peru can't quite get on that. And now Laurent charges through midfield. Out to Gooch in the left-back position. Bamford had a few good shots, to be fair. It just came a little bit earlier on. Here's Wilmot. Now Rose. Play the ball out wide to Kiana Hoover here. Tries to cross the ball into the box, headed away by Ampadu. Now Joel Peru picks it up. Long ball forward. Well, short ball forward because it was touched by Mateo Joseph. Good touch by Kiana Hoover to stop Leeds' counter-attack there. But Nonto needs to go and try and win the ball back here instead of complaining. Here's Hoover. Good tackle by Ampadu, and it's gone straight to Nonto, who plays it into Peru. Peru tries to play a ball into Dan James. Dan James is through on goal here. Dan James to score. It's hit the goalkeeper directly in the noggin, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. It's hit Everson directly in the face. That, I'm telling you now, that hurts. That really hurts because that was a powerful shot as well by Dan James. Oh, right in the mush. And it's going to be more time added on now because of that. Ipswich 1, Bristol City 2. Oh my God. We're in dreamland. Coventry are 5-0 up. Here's Connor Roberts then, getting ready to take this throw in. You love your Bristol. We do. Connor Roberts throws that in towards Joel Peru, cleared by Gooch. And then it's going to be a foul by Groif there, and he is going to get a yellow card. Joel Peru just standing over that so they can't take it quickly. It's going to be Laurent to take, and he takes it now. You're welcome, Paul. Thanks for joining me. Good tackle by Nonto there, you know. Good tackle on Kiana Hoover to stop that break. It's going to be a throw-in. Here's Rose to Hoover. Plays it all the way back to Everson in the goal. Yeah, Ipswich love a late goal, so look, we can't count our chickens yet. Is that the saying? I doubt myself sometimes, especially on a live stream. Here's Everson with a long ball forward. Good header by Joe Rodon there, but it's come straight back at Leeds again. Here's Haksabanovic. Leeds completely surrounding him there, but the ball still manages to pop out to Gooch here. Here's Laurent looking to get the ball into the box. He plays it to Haksabanovic as well, again, who tries to get the ball to Gooch, and Gooch does get it across the box, and Meslier is able to catch that one and take a kick there, I think, from young Kundal. I think he took a bit of a kick to the face. Meslier had to come out and claim that then. 2-2 to Ipswich. Oh, how did they do it? How did they do it? They're a joke, aren't they, Ipswich? They're ridiculous. We still, if it stays 2-2 in their game and we manage to win our game, we still stay ahead of them. But we would have been ahead of them by a clear point rather than on goal difference if they'd have drawn that one. Oh, clear 2 points, actually. Meslier sends that one long. Headed forward by Haksabanovic. And here he is again after the little pass back to him. Haksabanovic against Dan James. And now the ball to Kundal here. Played inside to Campbell. Shot from distance. Oh, Meslier gets down low into his bottom corner and saves that one. Falls on the ball and holds it. And the final whistle goes, I think. Yes, the final whistle has gone. Leeds United have won here at Stoke City. Let me just close this. We are just going to watch the final 10 minutes at Ipswich. So if you want to stay with me for that, you can do. I'll be live for another just 10 minutes or so, just whilst this game's finishing, the Ipswich game. So if you want to stay with me, stay in the chat down below. We're going to watch the end of Ipswich versus Bristol City now. And then I'll be doing my match reaction and all that good stuff. That's if I can get it to load. Oh, sign in. Come on now, TV. Take your time. I'm joking. Don't take your time. Hurry up. It's absolutely taking the mick. Thanks, Rob. Oh my God. Can you believe how slow this is? Again. Here we are, we're back. We've got the game 2-2 in the 82nd minute. Here's Clark. Plays the ball forward and then flicked around the corner, but Bristol City managed to clear back up towards Clark again. The Ipswich Town centre-back. Crossed to the other side and then played forwards towards Leif Davis, but headed away by Bristol City here. In the right-back position. And Bristol managed to clear the ball through their right-back. Up to the halfway line, but headed away again. And that's going to be a free kick to Bristol City here. Chance for them to get the ball forward. I'd watch 3 points. Yeah. Still managed to get the 3 points. So they're the games. That game tonight is the games that you need to be winning. The ones that you need to be grinding out the results for. Yeah, come on, the Robins. So, yeah. Bristol City goalkeeper just getting ready to take this free kick here, and he's going to send it long. Sends it up towards the Ipswich penalty area, headed away. Headed away again by Burgess, and then played forward here towards Al Amadi, but it's actually gone out to the right side as he's charging into the box here, and it's a foul, and I think it's going to be a penalty. Penalty to Ipswich. Penalty to Ipswich. They are so jammy. Doesn't get the ball. Yeah, Wes Burns, and he just... No wonder I didn't recognise him. He's got no ponytail anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's written in it. They just get jammy, lucky goals in every single game. They've got a penalty. So they're going to win and we're going to stay ahead of them. We're going to stay behind them tonight, which is an absolute joke. So it's going to be Connor Chaplin to take it, I think. Yeah. Max O'Leary, the goalkeeper for Bristol City, has received a yellow card, I think just for a little bit of taunting there. It's actually going to be Alamadi to take the... it's going to be Alamadi to take the penalty here. He missed the... I mean, he scored the opener in this game. Here he is, getting ready to take this. Here's Al-Hamadi, steps up to take it. Saved by O'Leary! Come on! Get in! O'Leary saves it. He's winding up of him, getting himself a yellow card before was enough, and he saved it. It was a bad penalty. Low to the keeper's right, but not very much power on it. And, yeah, he saved it. Cleared there by Ipswich, and they can come forward again here. Over the halfway line. Plays it out to the right back. Clark here. Looks to try and get the ball in the box. He crosses it in. Headed over the... No, it's headed backwards. And Leif Davis's touch is too heavy and it goes out for a Bristol City goal kick here. All Bristol, aren't we? He's going to get ready to take this goal kick now, O'Leary. He's going to send it as long as he possibly can. Here's O'Leary, sends it up towards the halfway line, over the halfway line. Good little flick on by Bristol, but cleared away by Clark. Good header there by Pring for Bristol City. Here's Morsey. Plays it out wide. Here's Chaplin. Tries to play a long, raking ball, but it's headed away by the Bristol City right back here. Or the winger, actually, it might have been. Southampton and Ipswich got to play each other also. That's good. So someone's dropping points. Here's Sarmiento. Plays the ball out to the right wing for Wes Burns. Crossed into the box by Clark. Headed away. Chaplin can't get it under control, and now Bristol can clear it. Cross to the other centre-back here for Ipswich. Now Sarmiento. Back to the centre-back again. Now the Ipswich goalkeeper comes all the way out of his box and receives the ball. Here's Morsey. Long ball clipped forward here. It's going to nearly go all the way through to Leif Davis. Leif Davis shoots, and they've scored still. They've scored. Leif Davis has scored. Why on earth does this keep happening? They missed a penalty and they still score and win the game. They're a joke. I don't think it was an own goal. I think it's a Leif Davis goal. It was on target. How many times are teams going to just fall so late to Ipswich? It's not hard. We've scored 8 goals against them in 2 games. They're so lucky, aren't they? So they're a joke, aren't they? They're an absolute joke. It's not hard to Ipswich. It's not hard to beat Ipswich, is it? Let's be honest. They're not. It's not difficult. Ipswich now would be on 78 points, Leeds on 76, Southampton on 70. They do play tomorrow night, Southampton. They do have a game in hand, but come on, Bristol City. Oh, they've got the ball back here again through Sarmiento. Comes inside. God, his hair's ridiculous. He looks like an actual peacock running around the pitch. Fouled their Bristol City player, but they are still able to come forward here. So 8 minutes of added time. I'm not sure whether I can be arsed with another 8 minutes. Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it, really? Long ball forward here from Bristol City. It's cleared, though, by Ipswich. Headed away again by Bristol City. It's going to be a free kick, though, to Bristol City on the halfway line, I think. Al Hamadi's just fallen over. Al Hamadi's the one that's getting a yellow card for diving there, I think. The only Leeds player that's finished is Kamara. Gardner-Hickman then to send this one forward. Long ball up towards the box. It's gone through everyone and it's going to be a goal kick. Honestly, Ipswich, how do they just manage to do it constantly? How do they just manage to do it? Ipswich only lost 4, Leeds 6, Southampton 7. That's why they are where they are. Nobody seems to want to beat them other than us. I know, and if you actually just go at them, you can give them a right Roger in. Oh, foul there by Bristol City player Pring. And Burns, yeah, is brought down there, and they've got a chance to put the ball in the box again here, Ipswich. Yellow card for Pring. Yeah, he just goes straight through Burns there. It's definitely a free kick. Ipswich going to get the ball in the box again here, but they're just ridiculous, aren't they? How do they keep doing it? Just scoring right at the end and winning. Morsey getting ready to take this. Free kick into the box. Hopefully Hull will do them, and Southampton, one of them drops points either way. That's a bad clearance there, and Sarmiento now as the ball plays it straight to a Ipswich player. Looked like they were asking for another penalty there, but I don't think it was. Now, there's still 13 games to go, and Southampton and Ipswich have got to play each other, so there's a chance they draw that or something, which would probably be the best result for us, unless Southampton are out of sight by then. Burns has just pushed Pring over there, I think. Here are Bristol City again, playing out from the back. Oh, yeah, 10 games. Yeah, is it 10 games? Well, yes, 10 games left. Chaplin can't keep that one in, but he's kicked the ball away. We can't afford to lose against Wednesday on Friday, which is a confusing sentence. But yeah, I agree. We have to win that one and hope that Southampton lose tomorrow. Because if Southampton lose tomorrow, they're 6 points behind us still. Here's Burns. Plays it into the box for Sarmiento. Goes past him. little chop and a shot off the bar and Sarmiento, and then saved by the goalkeeper. Why couldn't you have done this before? Before they scored 3 more bloody goals. It's a really good save there. Off the post as well. Yeah, Southampton have got a bad run in and Ipswich isn't as... They haven't got as kind of a run in as we have. Ipswich have got 4 players ready to take a corner here. It's a goal kick there to Bristol City after the players tried to hold that in the corner. They'll win that then. Yeah, we scored 8 goals in 2 games against Ipswich. Bristol City scored 2 tonight. They're easy to score against. They just score a lot of goals. Just 2 minutes left of the additional time here. It's going to be a Bristol City throw here just on the halfway line. Can't believe that they got promoted from the League One last season. Long ball forward here from O'Leary. Here's Burns. Just absolutely rips past Pring here. He's got a chance to put the ball into the box, but he puts it to the edge for Chaplin. Really good challenge there. And now they can go, good challenge again. And then Burns just leathers it into the stand. Yeah, why is Wes Burns so quick, by the way? He just knocked it past the player and just completely disappeared. Good tackle, though, from the Bristol City players that was coming through. Ball sent forward here by Bristol City. Cleared, but not very far, but it still managed to go to an Ipswich player, and then it's going to be a Bristol City throw-in. He's Gardner-Hickman. He's lost the ball there, and Ipswich have thrown goal almost. Here's Al-Hamadi inside the box. Tries to poke it past the goalkeeper, but tackled there by the Bristol City player. And with 30 seconds to go, you'd imagine that this is going to be it now. I don't need to see this whole replay. I just want to see the end of the game, and then I'm gone. It's just so disappointing, isn't it, that you grind out a win against Stoke like we did there. We really had to fight for it. We weren't fantastic, but we got the job done. And yet Ipswich, again, they just will not lie down. Yeah, I can't imagine that they do very well in the Premier League. Here's Sarmiento. He just plays it straight into touch for a Bristol City goal kick. I think as soon as he kicks this, it's going to be full time here. Long ball forward from the goalkeeper here, and he's going to clear that. And yeah, that's the end of the game. Stephen Dickinson saying if they go up, they'll be like Sheffield United. I would imagine so. I mean, you can't concede this. Imagine how many goals they'd concede against City playing like this. Leeds scored 8 goals in 2 games against them. Imagine playing against Manchester City playing like in this system. They would, surely to God, they would get absolutely slaughtered. But thank you everybody so much for joining me. We've had so many people in the chat tonight. We've had a great chat going. So thank you everybody. Regardless of that disappointment with Ipswich still winning their game, Leeds United have of course won their game tonight. And that puts the pressure on Southampton tomorrow to see what they can do in their game against Preston. But for now, I will love you and leave you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight and this evening. And I will be live again on Friday evening this time for the Sheffield Wednesday game, where hopefully Leeds can pick up another 3 points. And regardless of what happens in the other games, as Leeds keep picking up 3 points, we should be okay come the end of the season, hopefully. So thank you everybody so much who has joined me. There will be a match reaction, of course, and all that good stuff out on the channel. So make sure you stay subscribed. And yeah, plenty more on the way. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me this evening on Leeds Lately, and I'll see you in the next one.